Guys, welcome back to Team Death Slinger. My name is Peter, and today we're going to keep going with the adventure content. We have an aggro adventure deck profile, just kind of using the pieces from the starter decks that give us some aggro tools, some really aggressive pieces, some fast pieces, and mating them with a top end that tries to take advantage of that. So, we're going to start with our eggs. We have 4 copies of the starter deck 20 Koromon. All turns, this Digimon with the adventure trait gets 1k DP. Basically, if we get in for any checks with our smaller bodies, this is just going to give us a little DP boost to try and make those checks a little bit safer. We are going to have 3 copies of the ST20 Agumon. It evos for 2 on any adventure egg, so that's going to go on the Koromon for free. And then your turn, while your opponent has a Digimon with 10k or more DP, or your tamers have 3 or more total colors, this Digimon can evo into WarGreymon in the hand for a cost of 4, ignoring requirements. It gives a reboot inheritable, just a really potent threat. If our colors are set up, we can get to the WarGreymon, get some immunity on the stack to make it kind of a safe body and get some damage in. We're going to run 4 copies of the ST21 Palmon on play by trashing 1 card with the adventure trait in your hand. You can draw 2, keeps our hand full, helps us find our pieces. All turns, this Digimon gets 1k DP boost, another DP boost for our stack, and because our level 6s are not going to be adventure trait for the most part, this is going to make sure that whatever we use as our top end is going to have a DP bonus, which is really nice. We don't care too much about hard playing this as well, because the tamers are going to be able to cost reduce this, so actually being able to play this for like 1 or 0 is really, really nice, and it's going to feel really good as our main level 3 in the deck. We do also have 4 copies of the ST20 Biyomon. We do want to be a little bit more careful with this card. On play, reveal top 3, add a Digimon card with adventure trait and 1 such tamer or option to the hand. The rest go bottom, and your turn, your Digimon gets 2k DP. Makes our swings a little bit safer. It is only your turn, so you can get swung over on the backswing. And we want to just be sure that we're being careful not to bottom deck our top end pieces. If we have a level 6 in hand, cool, this is safe to plop down. If not, we want to make sure we're not plopping it down and whiffing away any of our important pieces. Moving on to level 4s, I'm on 4 copies of ST20 Kabuterimon. When digivolving, if you have 1 or fewer tamers, you may play 1 Digimon card with the adventure trait from your hand without paying the cost. That's going to be awesome, getting our adventure tamers down for free. And we have a piercing inheritable, just a little bit more potential to get in checks if the opponent leaves something suspended on the board. We can punish them pretty severely with that by swinging over it with piercing and getting in some nasty checks. We are going to go 2 copies of the ST21 Togemon on play when digivolving. If your tamers with the adventure trait have 3 or more total colors, this Digimon may evo into a Digimon card with the adventure trait in the hand without paying the cost. So if we have 2 of our adventure trait tamers down, when we evo into this on top of a level 3, we get to evo into a level 5 without paying the cost. That's going to be fantastic, and we still have the 1k DP boost. Great. 4 copies of Birdramon does the same thing as the Togemon. It's just the inheritable is a 2k DP bonus. We're trying to get into our level 5s really quickly so we can threaten some really effective level 6 Blastaces, and this plus Togemon is going to make sure that as long as our tamers are down, we can get there. So ideally on your first stack, you want to be putting down a Kabuterimon and hopefully hard playing a tamer. In the same turn would be awesome if you can rookie and then put a tamer down to get 2 colors. Promote evo into the Kabuteri, get the other tamer down. You're basically set ready to rock and roll and get some stacks on the board really quickly. Moving on to level 5s, I'm on 4 copies of the ST20 Garudamon on play, and when digivolving for the turn, 1 of your Digimon gets sec +1, and for every 2 colors your tamers have, it gets 2k DP. That's going to be really nasty with some of the other pieces we have here. And then your turn, when your other Digimon are played or digivolve, if any of them have the adventure trait, 1 of your Digimon gains alliance for the turn, then 1 of your Digimon may attack. That is also really gross. And we have an alliance inheritable that's going to make sure that we can get in for even more damage potentially. So that's fantastic. We do have 4 copies of the Angewomon from ST20. This is probably the most disgusting card in this deck. On play, when digivolving, 1 of your other Digimon may evo into a card with the adventure trait in the hand without paying the cost. Your turn, once per turn, when your other Digimon are played or digivolve, if any of them have the adventure trait, 1 of your Digimon gains alliance for the turn, then 1 of your Digimon may attack. Alliance inheritable as well. If you hard play this, evo something into the Garudamon. Garudamon gets security attack +1, gets alliance, and is allowed to swing because of the Angewomon effect. You are then swinging 1 check, 2 checks out the Garudamon, security +1, and then because it gets alliance for the turn, you can suspend the Angewomon, swinging for 3 checks at a level 5. That is really crazy. I accidentally just opened my taskbar thing. Cool. But that's really gross. So that is a really effective piece for us to be playing with and take advantage of. Moving on to level 6 is 2 copies of ST20 WarGreymon on play, and when digivolving until your opponent's turn ends, for every 2 colors your tamers have, their Digimon effects don't affect 1 of your Digimon. That's going to be great. And then when digivolving, when attacking, delete 1 of your opponent's lowest DP Digimon. Good way to absolutely demolish single stack decks that are not prepared for you to be able to pop their stack when they swing into your level 5s. The other level 6s we're going to run here. 2 copies of Valkyrimon Ace on play, and when Digivolving, all of your opponent's Digimon get minus 5k for the turn, and then all turns when a card is removed from a security stack, delete one of your opponent's 8k DP or lower Digimon. If this effect did not delete, you get security +1 until the end of your turn. Potentially, you can get an Alliance Inheritable underneath this. This can get Sec +1, and you're swinging in for lots of damage that way, which is awesome. And we're going to run 3 copies of the Ophanimon Ace on play when Digivolving by trashing the top or bottom card of your security stack. One of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 8k for the turn until the end of their turn, and then all turns when a card is removed from your security stack. If it's your turn, this Digimon may gain security attack +1 for the turn and attack. If it's your opponent's turn, recovery +1. This is especially disgusting in this deck because we just talked about how we can actually get 3 checks on this Garudamon. And another interesting thing is because the Ophanimon lets us Evo and then attack, this Digimon gets security attack +1 for the turn. It gets Alliance for the turn because of the Angewomon, and actually would have the Alliance Inheritable anyways. But what I'm trying to get at here is that this Ophanimon, when you Evo into it, can actually swing for 4 checks, which is gross. We just talked about how we can get into stacks really, really fast with this bottom end, and the Ophanimon then potentially can get in there for 4 checks, and we do have DP boost inheritables. We can potentially get plus 4k on it with the Biyomon and the Birdramon. So we can have a 4k boosted Ophanimon. That's 16k swinging in for 4 checks. Gross. Absolutely disgusting. And for our level 7 base, we're going to run 2 copies of EX8 Boltboutamon. This card is awesome in this deck. It can Evo on yellow, purple, or black. So this can actually Evo on all 3 of our level 6s. The WarGreymon has the black. The other 2 have the yellow. On Digivolve, we're going to de-Digivolve 3 on one of your opponent's Digimon, and for the turn, all of their Digimon get minus 6k. Then, if DNA Digivolving, you may play up to 10 play cost total worth of NSO trait Digimon. That will never happen. All turns when other Digimon are deleted, trash your opponent's top security card. So, what I like about this card, first of all, we can actually DNA into this with WarGreymon Ace and then one of our other 2 level 6s, and because they're all Blast Aces, it's not crazy, it's not inconceivable that that might happen. But this is going to really effectively answer boards. We don't have hard removal. We have a little bit on the softer side of removal. We can target the 8k DP threshold really effectively. Valkyrimon Ace is kind of technically our highest DP deletion threshold. Boltboutamon allows us to break down anything that's too big to be hit by our DP deletion thresholds, and then give minus 6k, probably wipe the whole board. That's going to be really nasty. And then we get to trash the security for our trouble. So possibly we swing in for 4 checks with the Ophanimon Ace, and then we go into the Boltboutamon, which will de-Digivolve things, wipe their board. You get to trash the security off the Boltboutamon effect, and then they're sitting there with no security on the board, which is disgusting. Moving on to options, I'm on 3 copies of Our Courage United from ST20. You can draw 2 on main, and then when any of your level 5 or higher Digimon would leave the battle area, you can delay, and then play 1 level 5 or lower Digimon card with the adventure trait from your hand without paying the cost. That's fantastic. Putting level 5s on the board, we can trigger the Angewomon, Evo another stack, and then get building really, really fast. I'm going to run 2 copies of Believe in Our Friendship. It is a memory boost for the adventure trait. I'm only running 2 because I don't want to bottom deck our top end, but the delay gain 2 memory can be really clutch for some plays in this deck. Moving on to Tamers, 2 copies of Joe, Keto, and Mimi. It's going to gain us a memory start of turn if we have an adventure trait Digimon, and then we can suspend this to reduce the cost of playing an adventure trait Digimon by 1. And then 3 copies of Matt and TK. I think gaining the rush is really important here, so that's why I'm running Matt and TK. I think it just fits the aggro theme a little bit better, and it is still going to cost reduce on the on-play. So we have a good bit of Tamers to cost reduce, and then we're going 2 copies of Tai Kamiya. It is a memory setter, and all our red Digimon with 4 or more sources gain Sec +1. All of our level 6s are red, and we just talked about getting 4 checks with Ophanimon Ace. Now we can do a funny little thing where we get 6 checks, or sorry, not 6, 5 checks with Tai Kamiya. That's just good. It's just really good. So that is what I'm running for Adventure Aggro Core. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. That's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.
Thank you to our channel members for supporting this channel. It's people like Langlong, Big Z11, Coffee Deus, and DigiDane who make videos like this possible.